What is up, gamers? Staxwell's back at it again today with another market watch. Very exciting day, very exciting market. We got a new Brute Hero spoiled from heavy hitters. A lot of people were waiting on this one, and LSS definitely delivered. We got Kayo armed and dangerous, and this new Kayo only has one arm. Huge flavor win from LSS. I think they've definitely upped their storytelling. Same thing with Betsy, and she's all about wagering. Yeah, huge wins there from LSS. Very cool, very flavorful card. That's not really what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about the market. Let's go ahead and jump straight into that. Yellow Pulping got bought out completely. As soon as KO got announced, this card probably sold 100 copies in 10 minutes. As you could see, there was like, copies selling for like 30 cents. Big tip I want to give here is if you had 10 extended art of any card, like even if it's not a good card, don't post all 10, because then they could sell for 35 cents. You're gonna be leaving a lot of money on the table. Just post like 3 copies, enough for someone to still buy a playset, but not enough for someone to take advantage of you during a buyout. Again, you're just leaving too much money on the table when you do that. But that's up to the sellers. I'm not here to help them make money or anything like that. Just a little tip for anyone who may be selling on TCG Player on the side. Yellow Pulping, of course, is very good with the new KO ability. Attack actions get +1 while they're in any zone. This makes Yellow Pulping a 6-power discard, which was always why people could never play it in Brute. So now it's a 6-power attack, people are going to start playing it. Of course, Red Pulping also got bought out. This is just because it's a fantastic Brute card, just like Yellow Pulping. Nothing to do in particular with KO. It's just a good Brute card, and a Brute got spoiled, so of course people are going to buy it. A few days ago, James White tweeted that there was a hero scheduled to rock and roll his way into the Deathmatch Arena on December 27th. Of course, he was talking about KO. So there was a few individuals who took this tweet quite literally and took it to mean that there was going to be some kind of ROK synergy, ROK being the weapon from Dynasty. So they went and bought out all of the Marvel ROKs. So RIP in the chat to them. Yeah, I think this may have been a whale move here. Little do people don't play the game know. ROK is just a terrible card. If you guys don't have it, I would not recommend picking it up. And then, of course, the new KO has no synergies with it or anything like that. I think it was just a cheeky little remark that J-Dubs went and made there. If you have any ROKs, I would highly recommend getting rid of them. If you don't have any, I would definitely not recommend picking any of them up. Iron Song Pride extended art. This one kind of has been going under the radar a little bit. A few copies sell here and there. And, this card was $20, $30 for months and months and months and months. And it's finally hit that $50 price tag just incrementally as people buy more and more copies. This card has all but disappeared from the market. There's only, like 5 sellers left. And, they're all $50 plus. Pretty crazy stuff there. People, again, are excited for the new Warrior cards from heavy hitters, so it makes sense. Blood Rush Bellow as well has also been bought to a crazy number. They were selling just a few hours ago for like $3. Now the cheapest on the market is $12. But interesting to note is that the rainbow foils haven't moved a lot. There's still a couple play sets up here for $30 a piece. This is the same that they were at before KO dropped. So still a couple good deals to be had in Blood Rush Bellow. If you're looking for a non-foil version, again, just wait a little bit. I think that a lot of these cards are going to come down after the initial hype. Not to what they were before, but they are going to come down a bit. Swing Big hasn't been moving a lot either. The cheapest copy on the market is $25. That's exactly what it was before KO dropped. And this is a staple. This will be played in KO almost certainly. The Rainbow Foil is also kind of disappearing, but not moving a whole lot either. There's a couple copies up here for 28, and then they quickly jump to 35. So if you're looking to get in on any of these Brute foils, there still is time for both of these cards. Nourishing Emptiness, we talked about this a couple times on the channel. Of course, the new Kasai could play it. As Kasai banishes cards from your graveyard, you could banish all of your attack actions and turn on Nourishing Emptiness's effect again and again. Cheapest rainbow foil on the market is $16. Cheapest non-foil on the market is like $13. Berserk is another one that sold 100 copies as soon as KO got announced. The cheapest copy on the market before that was like 80 cents, 70 cents, something like that. And as soon as he got announced, it just went totally crazy. Cheapest on the market is now about $12. So yeah, I just want to say, like, for Berserk or Yellow Pulping or any of these like really hyped up cards, just like Figment of Protection, these cards are all going to drop. So if you don't have it and you feel like you need it, or if you feel like you want it, just give it a week, give it 2 weeks. All this stuff is going to come down. These hype prices never stick. They never stay there. So just have a little bit of patience. The Figments on the opposite end of that spectrum have been pretty steadily declining ever since that spoiler dropped. Figment of Protection, which, you know, if you look at the sales data from over a month ago, this card was like $25. So even before the spoiler was even thought of, this card was super expensive. So it's interesting to see that now that Prism is better than she's ever been a month ago, or presumably she's going to be better than she's ever been a month ago, that this card has fallen so fast. I think part of it is just because people are so excited for heavy hitters. They're trying to get rid of cards where they can. You know they're not going to play Illusionists. So they're trying to get rid of all their Figments. They don't care what they sell for because they're just so excited to play something like Kayo. I think that's the most logical explanation here. Savage Beatdown, same thing. A bunch of copies sold as soon as they got announced. Cheapest copy on the market is now $5. Ready to Roll is an interesting one. I think this is another maybe a buyout from people who don't play the game too much or something like that, because this is a Kayo specialization, so it says Kayo on the card, so people probably just bought a bunch of copies of it, you know, just for that reason. Because if we look at the sales data from today, you know, oh my gosh, probably like 40 copies sold, maybe something like that. 40-50 copies sold. This card is trash. And Kayo has a totally different ability than the young Kayo. The young Kayo is all about rolling dice. This new Kayo doesn't roll dice at all. And not only does he not roll dice, even if he was rolling dice, I don't even think he would play Ready to Roll. It's not even a 6-power blue, you know? And he could play an infinite number of 6-power blues now. It's just a bad pickup. It's a bad card. Do not buy it. If you're looking to play Kayo, you will not be playing this card. I can almost promise you that. Hold the Line is also dropped like a sack of bricks here. The cheapest copy on the market is like $3. Dark Smash is one of those brute cards that's flying a bit under the radar now. Since Kayo got announced, only 3 copies have sold, despite the ever-present mechanologist in the metagame. You know, of course, we just had Bright Lights. There's so many mechanologists in the metagame using items. I'm very surprised this one didn't sell more than it did. Beast Within as well. This was another card that kind of flew a bit under the radar. Only like 8 copies sold today. There are still rainbow foils up here for like $12 or $13, which I think is quite undervalued for a Crucible Majestic rainbow foil. So if you're looking at some stuff maybe people haven't quite sniped yet, Beast Within is a good pickup. People have done a lot of complaining about adult heroes being Majestics because it just creates an unnecessary barrier of entry for new players. I've never thought of it as a huge issue. They're also having issue with it being another slot in a draftable pack. Again, I've never seen this as a huge issue myself. As someone who drafts pretty competitively, I didn't think that this ruined my experience or anything like that. I bring up this point, though, to talk about Prism Awakener of Soul from Dusk Till Dawn, the Majestic Adult Prism. $6 for the cheapest copy. And while that doesn't seem like much, a bad actor with $100 in their pocket could completely buy out Prism and create just a huge barrier to entry to be able to play this Prism. So I think that there is some unethical money to be made in Prism Awakener of Soul, the adult hero. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't want any of my followers doing that. You know, maybe someone from one of these whale communities can go ahead and capitalize on that. So yeah, if there was anything to complain about the adult heroes, I think that this is it. You know, just $100 could totally disappear this card and make people who want to play Prism just completely unable to. But then again, isn't that like also in a roundabout way a good thing? Because if that happens, then more people are buying Dusk Till Dawn and more people are opening product and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, do with that information as you will. I just thought it was a funny little tidbit to mention there. Gold Crack has also all but disappeared. There's only 4 non-foil versions of this card left on the market, and then they're all foil. The non-foils are about $7, and then the foils are only like $8 or $9. So if you're gonna pick up this card, I would recommend picking up the foil versions. Deadeye is another card I want to talk about. It's gone up a little bit, but this card may be the key to making that new Azalea specialization. What is it, like Judge, Jury, and Executioner? It needs an aim counter to be able to do its thing, to play the game. So Deadeye may be the key to making that card work. That Azalea is already a very powerful hero. That card may push Azalea over the edge. And if it does, Deadeye will almost certainly be played in that, because not only does it turn on the Judge, Jury, and Executioner with the aim counter, but Judge, Jury, Executioner makes them discard their whole hand, and then Deadeye would make them discard the last card, and as turn player you could order the triggers however you want. So yeah, some pretty cool synergy there. Not a lot of people were talking about that one, so I did want to bring that up. If you guys are looking at this market watch and some stuff has been bought out, you feel like you were a little bit late to the party, there is a link in the description below to become a channel member. Go ahead, smash that link, sign up for channel membership, and you'll get early access to all of these market watches. I normally post them for my channel members a couple hours early, so go ahead, smash that. And while you're at it, smash the like, comment, rate, subscribe, all of that. Thanks for watching. Later, gamers.